Look at your boy being nifty, 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 nifty. So I just wanted to do a video that I just went and bought me some Bighorn BBQ out here in Texas. I had some Pinkertons, they call it, and we didn't know exactly what to order, so we just went in there and it was kind of like everything was like in your face. They hand you the menu, they tell you go through here, not knocking the place or nothing. It was a nice experience, nice vibe. Staff beautiful, like as far as helping out and everything, like. But we picked out 3 meats. We didn't do the sides because we couldn't figure out the sides. And what we got some brisket, we got some ribs, and we got some sausage, and it came with some bread. And I was thinking like, yeah, we're just doing a little sampler, you know, just a little something to kind of like see what is the place all about. Because when I was coming up just now recently, they had the Texas rodeo, the Houston rodeo, and they were like, this guy was going around, he was asking people what's the best barbecue in Texas, and I kept hearing Pinkertons. I don't know if I'm saying the name right, but I don't know, I can't get the name out. My mind is pretty catchy. And so we stumbled right upon it when we went to go look for the shoe to get rid of these shoes and sell these shoes yesterday, and almost taken advantage of. And we was like, where is this place, Pinkertons? Just randomly it came up, and then all of a sudden when I made that first turn, we pulled right into the parking lot of Pinkertons. So we was like, this definitely is something we gotta try. Like, we can't come all the way up here and make it just a blank trip. So we tried it, and we went in. They had no drive-through, and we went in, experienced it, got 3 meats, and I thought it was, and we got a boudin. And I thought it was gonna be something like, you know, because we was doing like a little sampler plate, little something on the fly. And when I seen that bill, I had to double look. I was like, maybe the guy before me, that was a part of his bill, and she got us mixed up with something. So I kind of looked at it, and I was like, no, that's the thing. And she was like, anything else I was like, no, that's it. $50 for some barbecue. I mean, barbecue is pretty thing. When I barbecue on the grill, it's very time intense. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and pay for it. I'm not gonna say I don't want it. So we thinking this. I'm like hoping that this barbecue is A1, but low-key I was kind of hoping like, maybe they off and I don't have to think. That barbecue was on point. That barbecue, I told my wife, I'm not gonna say the best barbecue because I'm not a barbecue connoisseur. Like, I have to taste more barbecues to be able to sit there and come up with a landing statement like that and judge. But yeah, they messed with my taste buds. Like, I taste that barbecue and I couldn't stop eating it. So I ended up coming to Bighorn today because, for one, that's like almost 40 minutes away from where I'm at. Well, I exaggerate, maybe 30. And I wanted to try some Bighorn. So while it's fresh on my palate, let me see what that next barbecue hitting for. And then I can kind of make my judgment from there, because this barbecue is on point. Well, I wanted to stop over there and see these homes too. Not like go walk through them, but just kind of like see what the starting price was. Because where we went yesterday, over in some neighborhood, I can't think, is on top of my head. I can't think of it. Yeah, they were like talking about like, yeah, starting in the 5s and starting into this, and I'm like, dang, people paying that kind of price for homes now. Like, I understand, because we low-key would have paid it and all that when we was house shopping, but that kind of price. And then they're like, yeah, it's just 600,000, just 700,000, and I'm like, wow. Which was this one lady, she sat down and she was like really breaking it down, because she's like, a lot of people, they never been house shopping before, they don't know the budget and where to really stay at, because they want to stay at a certain point on their budget. So they come in like, yeah, I like this house, I love all the things, and then they're not knowing that there's a price point that you got to stay in. Same thing like with car shopping. When you go car shopping, if you want to stay at a certain type of payment, it's not no trickery. It's just you got to stay at a certain payment. I mean, a certain out the door price, which is like a 30,000 and a 40,000, and those are like the sweet spots, especially for me. But yeah, that was a price point on that. So back on the story, so I said, let me come and get some Bighorn today. And then the price of the Bighorn, it comes with 3 meats. See, look at this. This says, this is Perry homes starting at $470. So you can come over here and ball out right behind my neighborhood. You could ball out and get some Perry homes for like $470. And then you got a Perry over here if you want to be a little spicy. And you could shop and get this for starting from the 590s. And they say stuff about to go up because it's the summertime. And that one looks real spicy. I don't know what it is about homes. Like, I could switch homes every month or at least like quarterly every year. Like, I can. And I know there's a possibility of doing so. You know, like sometimes you'll sit there and be like, you know what? That's not possible. You got to stay there 5 years and do this and do that. When I used to hear stuff like that, I would be like, let me find me a spot to pull over. When I used to hear stuff like that, I used to be like, man, that's crazy. I don't want to wait 5 years to be able to do something and to actually start living and all this stuff like that. I want to be able to go and pick up and move when I feel to and stuff like that. So that's why we kind of coming down to like the renting part aspect, and part of it is like, if you rent, you can kind of pick up and move, but the prices that you're paying for some of these rental spots that I'm hearing, I'm like, yeah, that's not doable. That's not something I want to partake in. But yeah, I could sit there and watch homes every single day. Like, it never gets old to me. For a moment, it felt a little like daunting because like everything was looking the same, but I seen some stuff yesterday that made me be like, wow. Like, I could pick up, like if they say pick up and move today, I would pick up and move and come over to. And then over here by the lakes, like their lakes is like a green water. Like ours, they'll sell you this. Oh, I don't know if it's because they ain't put some dye in our water, but our lakes has gotten so brown and mucky. And it's like, that's what y'all sold us, the lakes and the this and the that. I want my water to look like blue ocean, almost like in the Caribbean, to be honest. Let me pull up here so I can kind of watch these homes, because I ain't got no responsibilities, to be honest, right now. I'm off the clock. I just dropped my daughter off to school, to work. So now I'm just kind of freeing it. But yeah, let me park. So I ended up coming to get some barbecue from Bighorns. I know I should probably show y'all. Let me show y'all what I got. So we got some bread, some cheesy bread or something like that they say. Some barbecue sauce. That's not what y'all really came here for. Jalapenos. That was pickles. We got some onions. I'm digging through this bag as fast as I can because I ain't expecting it to be this long. And then we got the barbecue. Yeah, we went into some spot yesterday and some lady was eating something in the office. It smelled up the whole house. All that fragrance they put by the door to warm welcome and all that was gone, because all I smelled was the food and made me hungry, and I was just pigging out on some Pinkertons. But this is what the barbecue looked like. The one we got yesterday, surprisingly, I thought we was gonna finish it real fast. But when we got home, we put it with a little bit of rice and beans, and it turned out good. So we got some baked beans, we got some potato salad, and this is a 3-meat plate for 22 something. And you know, of course, with tax, it came up to 24 something. So we got some sausage over here. We got some middle of the thing ribs, because I like the end piece, but I feel for your money's worth, you might as well get the middle piece. And then we got some brisket underneath. I don't want to touch it because my hand's dirty, but you can see the brisket right here. So this is all I got for $20 something. If we got 2 plates like this, we could have been balling out. We could have shared this 4 times, because we try not to eat as much. So ever since I got with my wife, we've been eating and sharing plates, and that's the norm. Not because we're being cheap. It's just that that's the type of portion we supposed to be eating, really and truly. And now we just adapted to it. It's now a lifestyle. But yeah, that's what I got. So I'm gonna probably mix and match this up. We got some rice and beans at home that I gotta devour, and I wanted to just share that with y'all, little Bighorns. And I'm not knocking that other establishment. I was just so shocked that the price came up to that for like 3 meats, a little bit of this, and the plate was it was light. I guess they did it by the pounds, and I seen over here at Bighorns, I'm speeding up now, because if you do it by the meat, I think just like a pound of the brisket was 24. So that tells you better off getting the plate. But yeah, that's my little It's a story I share with you. I don't know what part of my life that I can share that inspires you, uplifts you, and just kind of you could give you some knowledge, some insight, but I just shared it. Love y'all. Till next message. Peace.